Okay, so here we have, as usual, a component empty, just with an H1 welcome evening class. And I want to create a parent component that is going to pass props to the children. There's going to be two children, one daughter and one son, and then I want them to communicate between them. So let's start by saying I am the parent to check. So okay, I am the parent. So now I created here the daughter and the son. So first of all, the parent is going to cook dinner. So another API. Let's say I am going to cook dinner for my children. Okay? And now the son wants to have the same thing as the daughter. Okay? So let's create the component. You are going to help me. What do I have to do first? Import React from React. What else? Export default, and let's call it son. Oops, what's that? Son like this? No. What do I put? Let's make them stateless and use hooks. It's simpler, right? Yeah. So function son. Okay. Now return. Okay. Okay. And here I'm going to say I am the son. I am the son, and I want to have the same thing as my daughter. As my sister, sorry. Okay, let's see that it's rendering. Oops, no, it's not rendering. What do I have to do now? In the app. Okay, so here I import it. Import son from where? I have a folder with children, and then so what do I do? Dot slash children slash son. Okay. And then we'll render it. Okay. So let's do son. Okay. Let's see if we have it. Yes, here it is. I'm the son, and he wants the same thing as the daughter for dinner. So now we need to create the daughter. So import React from React, then export default function. Oops. Return now let's say H1 again. I am the daughter, and tell me something really expensive, something really weird to have for dinner, like the parent is going to say no. What, sorry? Truffle pasta. Okay, so I want to have for dinner truffle pasta. Okay, so now we need to, the son wants to have the same thing for dinner. So first let me check that it's not being rendered yet, so let's render it. So we have to do like we did before, import son from React, then export default function. Now let's say H1 again. I am the daughter, and he wants the same thing as the daughter for dinner. So import it, import daughter from children slash daughter. Now render it. No, not that, sorry. Daughter. Okay. Semicolons, yes, you're right. Thank you. Elegance penalty for me. So we have the parent, the son, and the daughter. And the daughter wants truffle pasta. So the son wants the same thing as the daughter. So how can we pass that information to the son? Do you know how? Props? In which component? In daughter? So I put props here? Props, and then? So here? What do I do with it? With this? Curly braces? So what do I do then? I don't know. Tell me. How do you think this should be done? If you don't know, it's okay. I'll do it. Okay, no worries. I'll do it then. So basically, you can pass props from the parent to the children, but you can't pass props from the child to the parent. How and oh, be careful. You okay?
Sorry to interrupt your class, guys.
No worries. So we need to pass this data, truffle pasta, to the son, and we don't have any way to pass it. So we know that we can pass from the app that is the parent, we can pass props, right? So if we store in state in this component the food they want, the meal they want for dinner, then we can pass it down, right?
If you say let's, for instance, dinner equals with truffle pasta
Here?
before the returns.
Yes, but I want to get it from the daughter, because then is the parent telling them what they want, what to. We're going to do that as well, but so I'll tell you. So wait a second. Oops, what did I do? Okay, so just let me. Okay, so we need to update the state on the app with this, right? And so on the app we need to pass a function that is going to update the state here to the daughter. So first we're going to create a constant. Let's call it daughter's choice. Then set daughter's choice. And then what do I do now? What hook do I use? Do you know? Use state, yes. And for now it's going to be nothing. Nothing. Okay. So yeah. And now the daughter needs to have access to this function to update the state on the parent. So let's do. How do I pass a prop? So just like an attribute in HTML. So no, not yet. Yes, we will, but before we need to write the name of the prop. So let's call it daughter choice again. Yeah, and then equals, and now curly braces. And set daughter choice but we need to pass it as a function.
And then we put, we put the arrow.
Yeah, an arrow function. And then what we are going to put on daughter's choice is going to be the meal she wants, okay? So meal, then meal here as well. Okay, let me just now. So now from this component we can run this function. And when we run this function, we are going to update the state in this function. And but we have this error here. So what should I do? So I have to import use state, right?
Yeah, the use state on the top.
Yes, use state. Okay. So now we can use it. So in the data, we need to somehow use that function. So we need to trigger an event. So a button, yes. So button, and then ask parent or something like that. And then here we need an on click, right?
Yeah.
Equals curly brace parenthesis, and then what now? Sorry? Arrow? Like this? Outside.
No, it has curly braces, parentheses.
So curly braces. Okay, parentheses, yes. Arrow. And now
The function
it was props dot daughter's choice, I think. Daughter's choice. And then we need to pass. So we need to pass this truffle pasta right here. So let's make an input. So I want to have for dinner, and so we're going to create an input, and then we're going to update state with what we type on that input. So let's create state. So const, and how do we call it? Daughter's choice as well. Yes. Or we can use another name if you want. So, but from the daughter, right?
Daughter dinner.
Okay, daughter dinner, yes, or something like that. Daughter's dinner, and set daughter's. It's an A, sorry. Now use state and nothing for now. Okay. And now we need an input. Yes, we're going to import it. So input, and then do you know how to put what we type into the state? With what, sorry? Can you say it again? Placeholder. No. Let's do an on change. So on change, we are going to update the state, right? We're going to make what we are typing being here. Yeah. So let's do. You know how to do that? So no. So yes. Wait a second. Yes. So we need parenthesis arrow and what else? Okay, so instead of parentheses, let's put an E. Okay? And now set daughter's dinner to be what? Do you know? It's okay, no worries. e.target.value, right? Yeah. So now I'm going to import state. Wait. Import use state, not state, to be able to use it. And then props is not defined, so we need to pass props here. Okay, and now here we are going to put daughter's dinner, right? Yeah, do you understand it?
Can you just, let's say, translate the input sentence?
The input.
When we are reading it, how we read
This.
it, like, yeah.
So basically what we are doing here is on change, when there is a change on this input, so each time you type something, you are going to call this function. And this function is going to update the state.
And how would it work, like, right? E is for event, right?
E is from the event.
Say the event change.
So the event,
function.
the event has some properties, and if we want to access the value of what we are typing now, the way to do it is .target.value.
Okay,
So
then the target and the value, what they actually target in that code.
So they are targeting this input, and then the value is the character you are typing.
When we are typing.
Yes, I'm going to show you now. So you see, now we have an input, right? And I want to have for dinner nothing, right? Let's make it lowercase. Okay. Now when we type, what was it? Truffle pasta. Truffle pasta. You see, it's updating. And then, if we did it right, when we click here, this is going to go to the parent. But because we didn't do anything to display it, we can see it. So let's do that now. Yes.
So with the variables, we've got these const.
Yes.
I thought that meant that the variable is immutable, you can't change it.
Yes, the variable can't change, but what is inside this function is, so this means how can I say it? So this is going to be an array, right? And we are changing what is inside of each of these, but we are not changing the name of the properties of the elements. We are just defining this. Like, if you want, because it goes beyond the scope of what I'm going to talk now, it is going to. We could do another workshop with this.
Yeah, okay.
But I can send you a link to a workshop where Ricardo explains this. Because basically, it's when you use it with primitives, this is going to throw an error. But because we're using an array, we can use it. And because the semantics is we want to keep this structure, it's right to use it.
And also, I think we don't say.
Okay. So where was I?
Oh, you need to put it in the parent.
Yes. So we go to the parent, and we have the daughter's choice. So let's see. So let's say P, and then my children want to have for dinner. Oops, sorry. Because the son wants the same thing as the daughter. So one for dinner, and now curly braces. And what do I put inside? Daughter's choice, yes. Okay. And now we also want to pass this to the son, right? So let's pass the daughter's choice equals to what?
We want to pass the scores.
We want to pass this, right? So daughter's choice. Okay, so now if we go again, if we type truffle pasta, right? And so the daughter now wants to have for dinner truffle pasta. We ask the parent, my children want to have for we're missing something. So want to have, let me fix this, and then, so my daughter's choice, and then the meal. So maybe it's because we are not passing. Oh, I know why. On click props here, we are not passing it. So we need to pass here the daughter's dinner. Yep, because this is what is going to update the state on the parent. Like if you look here, we did this, right? So the meal is going to be the daughter's dinner. If we don't pass the meal, it's going to be nothing. So now it should work. So again, truffle pasta. There it is. And then we need to go to the son now. Yeah. So the son needs, I want to have the same thing for dinner as my sister. So let's say I want to have for dinner so we need the props, right? Props dot daughter's choice. I think it was daughter's. Sorry? Yeah? Yes, we need. Okay, so let's check now. Oops, sorry. Truffle pasta. Yes. And now we are going to do another input, and this you are going to do it. You're going to tell me how to do it, and we finish on the parent to tell what the parent is going to cook. Because the children may want something, but they can keep dreaming. So, sorry, not a pig. Yes, a pig. So, okay. So, I am going to. Actually, we have it there. Sorry, my fault. So we have this p tag here. I'm going to cook for dinner. I'm going to cook dinner. So I am going to cook. And now let's say state. Okay. Const. And then let's call it dinner. And what else? Set dinner. And then equals again. Use state. And for now, nothing. Okay, fish. But what fish? Haddock. Okay. So first of all, dinner. And now I want to type it on our app. So what do I have to put here? An input. If I want. So input. And then how did we do before? On change. And then equals curly brackets, very well. E, very well. Yes. Set dinner, very well.
And then open parentheses E dot target.
Very well.
And then close.
Okay. So now when we type, we are setting dinner. And then this dinner should be displayed here. But then I want to pass that to the son and the daughter, so to the children. So let's say dinner equals to dinner, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Dinner? Yeah? And then same thing for the data. And yeah. And now the data, we're going to type a paragraph with I am going to have for dinner. What do I put there? How did we call it here? Yes, props.dinner. Yes, very well. Props.dinner. Okay. And likewise for the son. So props.dinner, very well. And then so now let's go to our app.
Do you need a button?
I need what, sorry?
A button?
A button? No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
Because look, we are on the input, we are updating the state, and then once we have the state, it's going to be passed as props. So let's see. So first of all, the data wants truffle pasta. Oh, where's the button for the data? Ah, here, ask parent. So my children want to have for dinner truffle pasta, and I want to have dinner truffle pasta. Very well. And now the parent, we said haddock, right? So I'm going to cook haddock for my children. I am going to have haddock for dinner. I'm going to have haddock for dinner. Yeah. So
Children get nothing they want.
yeah. Okay. So that was it. Any questions?
Slightly off topic, but with the input,
Mhm.
can you use that to search for information, like in an array, to bring that information forward?
From an array.
Or how would you use that for, say, code clicks to search?
You can import an array.
Yeah.
So you can import a function that returns an array.
Okay.
And then when you invoke that function, you have an array.
Yeah.
And then you can manipulate that array
Yeah.
to get the information you want.
Okay.
You're welcome. Anything else? Okay, so I'm going. Sorry?
No.
Okay. So I'll stop streaming then.